In today's video, we are going to be going over how to equally portion out your serving size from going from a 1-pan dish to a 3-serving equal meal prep portion. Hey there. All right, it's Sunday for me, which means meal prep day, and I thought some of the questions that I had early on in my days of meal prep was, number one, once the meal is cooked, how do I weigh it out and separate it in the easiest way to keep everything accurate as far as my portions are concerned? So I figured I would record a quick video and teach you guys how to do that in the simplest way possible. So let's get right to it. Okay, first things first, I have a delicious turkey skillet cooked up here. And it's all in one pan. So how am I gonna make sure that I get easy, accurate portions of these? I am about to show you guys right now. Okay, first and foremost, we want to know how many servings this meal was cooked for. So in this instance, it was a turkey skillet that serves 3. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have 3 of the same size containers that I'm gonna portion everything out into. That's step 1. Make sure you've got the same size containers to measure everything out in accurately. Step 2, we're gonna need a food scale, which is what I've got right here. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you guys how to zero it out and then how to weigh everything, the different functions that this food scale has that most of them have, and hopefully it'll answer some questions about how to operate one of these little guys. Well, hey there. Editing Jessica here. I realized as I was going through the footage for this video that I did not have all of the info that I needed in one section of it. So that is why you are getting some different size meal prep containers in this footage that you're about to see. Just wanted to let you guys know. I wanted y'all to have this info though. That way you had everything you needed to start prepping and portioning out those meals. So that's what's going on, and let's just jump right into it. Okay, so again, as I said in the previous clip, you wanna make sure you've got the same size containers to portion out your even portions of your meal prep in. You come to your food scale. Once you come over here, you're gonna turn it on. And then your food scale is essentially zeroed out. It's typically gonna have 4 different units of measurements. When you click over here on unit, if you can see that, it's gonna go from grams to fluid ounces to milliliters to ounces. So those are the 4 units of measurement that my scale uses, and probably most general food scales as a whole. All right, so when you are getting ready to portion out your food in your containers, you've got 2 options. You can either take your container, place it on, okay? That's 0.9 ounces is what that container weighs. If you press this button right here, T-A-R-E, tare, we're gonna learn together how to say that. I'm gonna Google it after this.
Tare.
If you press that button, it's gonna zero out that container on the scale. So now the food portion that I put into the scale is only going to be the weighed amount of the food, not including the container. So then when I take my container off, it will go back to 0.88, 0.9, whatever the measurement of the scale was. And when I place the same size container on it again, we should go right back to 0 as that does. So that way, in between portions out, as long as you're using the same kind of containers, it makes it very easy to just fill the food in, take it out, put the next one in, fill it in, get the same amount of measurements, take it out, so on and so forth. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, once you've got your food in, so we're gonna say that my little chicken guy is food here, all right? We've got him in. From here, he weighs 9.17 ounces. I can change that over into grams, and that's typically what I like to measure my food prep out in, is grams, just because it's really easy to read on the food scale. Whereas when you get into ounces, if your portions are over a pound, then you've got 1 pound, point, and grams is just easier to me. So that's the unit that I choose to use from there. All right, guys, hope this helps. Let's get back into the next part of the video. All right, once our scale is set to 0, now we want to start actually portioning our food into the meal prep containers. And the best way to do this, again, we've got the same size containers, so that's going to make it easy across the board when we're weighing each serving. But you want to eyeball it first to make sure you've got about a third, since it's 3 servings in this meal, in that container. Catch that weight. Put the next meal prep container up there, try to get close to that. And then by the third one, if you're off a little bit one way or the other, you can then divvy out the way you need to from that point forward. So let's place our first serving into the containers. All right, another good recommendation I have is to get a good, especially with a skillet meal like this, get a good spoon that you can scoop equal size portions with. That way when you're scooping, you know how many scoops it was prior to placing it into the container. So I'm gonna take my container over to my skillet. I'm gonna scoop the main portion first because each of them, I know it's got 3 eggs in this skillet meal. So I wanna for sure get at least 1 egg there. And then I'm gonna place that back on my zeroed out scale and get that first weight measurement. Okay guys, I went ahead and put what I thought would be a full 1 serving in my meal prep container, and it's measuring in at ounces right now. So I am going to flip the camera around here. Okay, so it's measuring it in ounces, so that's showing 12.45 ounces for that 1 serving. Now, if I wanted to measure it in grams, I would just come over here to my unit tab, click unit, and that would change it over to grams. So each serving would be around 352 grams. Same thing with fluid ounces or milliliters. So you can change that to whichever measurement unit that you would like. I am going to, for ease of the video, I am going to leave it on grams. So 353 grams is what this 1 serving is measuring. You can see in the pot, I should have about 2 more of those. So each of the subsequent measurements should be about 353 grams. So I'm gonna portion those out and then measure each container on the zeroed out scale, because remember, right now, this scale is measured with the container on it. So let's finish that up and I'll be right back. All right, portion number 2, 352.5. That's pretty dang close to 353. Now we're gonna see this last portion should be around about the same amount as that. Alrighty guys, we got an empty skillet and 3 evenly prepared skillet serving meals. I hope this helped you guys learn a little bit about weighing out your foods and portioning out your foods and made it a little bit simpler for you. The biggest thing to remember is at the end, if there is a little bit of a difference, which there was on my last one, I just divvy up whatever's left into the other ones to equal them out. So that's how you get good, even serving sizes of your meals. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to comment below. You guys know I'm here to help with any of the questions that you have regarding your health, fitness, and nutrition. It has been a pleasure helping you guys with this, if you will. Yeah, so if y'all got anything else for me, let me know in the comments below. If not, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.